All right, we got our top 5 today, which is the best third baseman in the major leagues heading into the 2023 season.
Outside of Jose Ramirez.
Who came
right?
up
Like
with this list?
Who's 2 through 5?
This is my list here.
Hey, get ready to rebuttal. Bulls ready.
I don't think by the way, the top 5 is not really debatable.
Right, it ain't?
No.
I think one is debatable. I
Maybe
agree
number
it's Ramirez.
5. I struggled
Okay.
with number 5 a little bit.
Okay, well, let's get into this. And we're going to do this with all the positions for the Guardians leading up into the start of spring training.
Very good.
And we may extend it to a top 6 or 7 if it's close. And there's going to be some lists where there's probably not a Guardian on the list. Like catcher.
No, there will be lists
We're not
where
doing the
there's
top 29 catchers in baseball.
Right.
Austin Hedges is not a Guardian anymore. He will be in the top 5. Don't worry. Okay.
Go ahead, let's go.
Number 5, Austin Riley of the Atlanta Braves.
That's wrong. He should be higher.
He had 38 home runs last year, drove in 93 runs. He finished 6th in the MVP voting.
I have him at
Very
number
high
4.
WAR.
I have him at number 4. I couldn't put him any higher than that because I love 1 through 3. But I mean, there are people that love Austin Riley and that think he's going to be a top 3 soon. And
His average was a little lower than some of the other guys.
That's
on the
why I
list,
had a hard
and
time with it.
That's kind of why I put him at 5. But I think the top 2, in my opinion, could flip-flop if you want to flip-flop.
yes, they can.
3,
They
4,
can.
5. I think 3 solidified. 4, 5.
Keep
we'll
going.
switch.
Who's
Mike,
number
you're
4?
taking too long here now. We
Number
got to
4.
keep it moving.
Rafael Devers, the Boston Red Sox.
Yep.
Hit nearly
Question
300
and
last year, 27 home runs, 88 RBIs, had no help in the lineup. He was the only threat. Bogarts was in and out of the lineup.
I
last
like
season.
Riley better than Devers.
I have Devers at 5. I have Riley at 4.
Okay. Tomato. Number 3,
This is
Manny
where.
Machado.
Wow, you have Machado at
That's
3?
wrong. That's wrong.
I had him at 3. Yes, I did.
No.
I know he finished second in
I agree,
MVP
too.
voting last year.
Yeah.
32 home runs, 102 RBIs. He was the worst defensive third baseman
That figures
out of these,
in.
which is why I knocked him
Based
below.
on where? Where you?
Which is why I have him 2, by the way.
What do you got him as the? Who says he's the worst defensive third baseman? Mr.
He
What?
had, according to the numbers I looked up, he had the
Yeah,
lowest
he's
defensive
not a
rating
great.
of the 4.
He's not a great
Yeah, he was a
defensive third
subpar
baseman.
defensive
No,
third
but what
baseman.
it was you didn't use like fielding percentage, did you?
No,
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 the
probably
advanced-
defensive efficiency.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Defensive
Yeah,
efficiency.
and he is like in this
He's not
group,
great,
he's
yeah.
lower tier
Yes.
of that group.
2.
2?
Arenado.
See, I put Jose at 2.
Oh, that's
Wow, that
I
is
did. I
you
put
are
Jose at 2.
egregious.
the
And
debate
part of
for
the
one
reason-
is Machado and Ramirez.
That's it, and that was
Yeah.
what I struggled with. I'm like, and for me, it was the defensive difference.
Yeah.
That's why I put Machado 2, Ramirez 1.
You had Arenado at 3?
I did. He's the third best third baseman. Sorry,
Yeah,
he is.
I disagree. 10 straight Gold Gloves. He had the highest WAR of any position player not named Aaron Judge in baseball last year. A lead on both sides. I had Arenado at 1. I went back and forth on that. The difference, and this was heading into this season.
Where do you have Arenado? 3?
I have Arenado 3. Yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
I have Ramirez by the slightest hair over Machado.
Yep.
Arenado 3, and then Riley 4, and then the only guy you can make a case for is Bregman to be in the top 5.
He was my 6.
And Bregman was,
and I thought
Bregman
about,
was my 6.
But the only reason I couldn't put him in there is because
Yeah.
I just couldn't see. I thought about first and second, I flip-flopped, and 4 and 5, I flip-flopped. I ultimately went with Riley at 4 and Devers at 5.
I'd like to-
But I thought about trying to.
See, I want to get
Mix
Bregman
that
in
up a
there
little
because
bit.
he's Jewish, and we don't have a lot of there's not a lot of Jews in baseball.
He only hit
but-
253 last year.
I don't
bro.
care about batting average. To me, batting
He's
average
the
is irrelevant.
best. He's the best
Only on
Jewish
base.
third baseman.
I
in
thought
Yes, he
is.
I-
the best Jewish
if you
third
would
baseman.
ask me whether he was an MLB player or a umpire, I couldn't tell you the difference.
Who? Alex Bregman?
Yeah, that sound like a chief. The chief umpire behind crew chief
And
behind
working
the plate.
working the
Bregman.
plate today.
I just got a text from Steve Becker saying, for what it's worth, I agree with McNuggets' list, so I'm
I
definitely
mean,
wrong.
Becker's not known for his base.
Yeah,
So
Becker.
I'm definitely wrong.
You are wrong. Yeah, you are wrong.
But I do think the top 3, I guess you could argue it. I
We
put
have the same 5. You and I do.
Yeah, I put Arenado at
just-
1 with the slightest of edge over.
Now, if you're starting a franchise from scratch, you'd probably take Riley over all.
Well,
of
you
them.
would because
Well,
of
Riley's much
or
younger,
Devers,
yeah.
but I would take Riley. But
And so the reason I did.
My reasoning on Arenado, this is 10 straight years of a
Yeah,
play from Arenado. And I want consistency. Ramirez
I know,
hasn't
but-
had that long of straight, and he's coming off a hand injury.
But here's-
which we expect him to be better, but once again, it's that if.
Listen,
just a hair below.
he was awesome. He had the thumb injury all year last year. We didn't know it.
He was much better in the first half of the season than he was
Yes,
in the second half.
but he needed surgery the entire second half. Yes, his numbers nosedived, but we saw the difference, what he could be when he was healthy and what he was when his thumb was
Exactly.
bad.
it's not like he has a history
quick
of
thing.
injuries
So
either.
no, he doesn't. You're
Right.
throwing in the 10 years. Well, I put Riley where I did because I can't project what I think he's going to be. I think down the road he's going to be the best third baseman in baseball when these guys age out. But I'm not going to factor in the 10 gold gloves because I looked at it this way. I can take any third baseman in baseball for this year. And that's the way I did it. And
Ramirez has a speed element that Arenado doesn't have.
And even if the speed thing is, but he's just such a smart base runner. It's like, I think his stolen base total is going to skyrocket this year.
I'm just laughing at Steve's text when you guys get a chance to see it. Steve's very upset that we're not giving him his baseball kudos.
I know. You said, well, he doesn't know anything about
Just busted your cojones.
No,
Steve.
listen, there was some disrespect in that Becker.
There was.
They said, it was like Steve Becker knows nothing about
Steve's just mad because we didn't put a Phillies player at
And
third base.
when you call somebody by his last name,
No Alex Bohm.
Yeah, that's an insult.
Becker knows
And
nothing.
last thing before we move on to XFL rules, the real number one.
Stupid.
G. Bush, the barbershop gear, which has now come in, the real number one.
Oh yeah,
Shout out to
listen.
you for the hookup.
By the way, that joint is. I don't even got that. And by the way, I'm doing a special. It's called. It's a little like a play on Oprah, like Oprah's favorite things. I'm doing a G. Bush barbershop's favorite things. I got everybody on the set something, even the people behind the scenes, all different gears, crazy.
Wow.
I'm gonna unveil it when they come to my house. I'm gonna just show up.
Nice.
I've been asking people for the last 10 years.
I wondered why I got a text what size T-shirt I wear.
Everybody got the text.
We got
I
to
ain't
do
get no
football
text.
rules real
See?
quick, Mike.
See?
Well, before we do the
Brad, I
football
got some-
rules, let's
Look,
just throw
I ain't
the
get no
Josh
text.
Josh Gordon thing was
I got you
interesting.
some too.
Josh,
It's in the